Welcome to our new podcast, Journey to Success. If you're excited to learn powerful manifestation techniques, like, subscribe, and share today. We're diving deep into the world of manifestation with insights from a popular YouTube creator, Show Neomoto. We've got his YouTube video all queued up and ready to go. The one where he breaks down those 3 key elements he says are crucial for manifestation. I'm really excited to unpack all this with you. And to help me do that, I've got our expert here.
It's great to be here. Show Neomoto definitely has a captivating way of presenting these concepts. He doesn't just talk about visualizing, he dives into the mechanics of how our beliefs and actions shape our reality.
Yes, and he kicks it all off with the power of belief, even saying your belief creates your reality. He even tells this compelling story about how he overcame some serious financial struggles just by changing his mindset around money.
That's a really important point, you see. A lot of people get stuck because they have these deeply ingrained negative beliefs about money, success, or even their own worth. These beliefs can become like roadblocks preventing them from achieving their goals. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
You're saying that if I'm constantly thinking I'm not good enough or money is evil, I'm actually more likely to sabotage my own efforts.
Exactly. Our subconscious mind is incredibly powerful, and it's constantly working to confirm our existing beliefs. So if you want to change your reality, you need to start by changing your beliefs.
If you're looking to manifest love, wealth, or happiness, check the description for powerful tools to help you reach your goals. It sounds like Show Neomoto is saying that instead of just wishing for things to be different, we need to actively reprogram our subconscious mind with more positive and empowering beliefs. But how exactly do we do that?
Well, it's not just about positive thinking. It's about identifying those limiting beliefs and consciously replacing them with new ones. Show Neomoto talks about how he used to have this negative view of money because of his childhood experiences. But by actively challenging those beliefs and adopting new ones, he was able to change his financial reality.
So instead of thinking, I'll never be rich, I should try thinking I am capable of attracting wealth and abundance.
Precisely. It's about shifting your internal dialogue and aligning it with your desired outcome. It's about training your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want.
This is all starting to make sense, but it also sounds like a lot of work.
It can be, but it's also incredibly empowering. Imagine the possibilities if you could truly believe that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And as Show Neomoto actually talks about reaching a point where he was making $20,000 a day, which he largely attributes to shifting his beliefs. Now, I'm not saying that everyone will have that same level of financial success, but it's a powerful example of what can happen when you align your beliefs with your desires.
That's fascinating. So how does this idea of a belief connect to his second element, self-image?
Well, Show Neomoto describes self-image as that mental picture we hold of ourselves. And it's not just about our physical appearance, it's about how we perceive our capabilities, our worthiness, and our potential.
That makes sense. It's like our internal resume, right? Is what we believe we're qualified for in life.
Exactly. And he used this really interesting analogy of a cage to illustrate how a limited self-image can hold us back. It's like we create this invisible boundary around ourselves based on our beliefs about who we are.
Oh, it reminds me of those nature documentaries where they show a cat's territory. The cat might be the king of its little patch of land, but it never ventures beyond those familiar boundaries.
That's a great comparison. Show Neomoto talks about how people with a strong self-image are able to expand their territory and achieve greater things. They're not afraid to step outside of their comfort zone and go after what they want.
He even shares his own experiences with confidence and dating top models as an example of how a strong self-image can impact different areas of life.
Right. And while I think it's important to focus on the underlying principles rather than specific outcomes, his point is that when we believe in ourselves, we project a certain energy that attracts positive experiences.
It's not just about looking good on the outside, it's about feeling good on the inside.
Absolutely. And Show Neomoto actually makes a distinction between our private self and our public self. He says that if there's a big gap between how we see ourselves in private and how we present ourselves to the world, it can create a disconnect and actually hinder our progress.
That's interesting. So if I'm constantly putting on a brave face, but secretly feeling insecure, it's going to show up in my actions.
Exactly. Show Neomoto believes that when our private and public selves are aligned, when our self-image is congruent with our actions, that's when we truly unlock our potential.
But what if you're stuck with a negative self-image? How do you actually change that?
It takes conscious effort and practice. Show Neomoto suggests we start by becoming aware of the stories we're telling ourselves about who we are. Are those stories empowering or limiting?
So, If I catch myself thinking, I'm not good enough, I should immediately stop and challenge that thought.
Precisely. And then you can start to replace that negative thought with a more positive and empowering one. For example, instead of I'm not good enough, you might say, I am capable and deserving.
It's like we're rewiring our brains to think differently about ourselves.
Exactly. And the more we practice these new thought patterns, the more they become ingrained in our subconscious mind, and the more our self-image begins to shift.
If you're looking to manifest love, wealth, or happiness, check the description for powerful tools to help you reach your goals. I'm starting to see how belief and self-image work together. If you believe in yourself and have strong self-image, you're more likely to take action and achieve your goals.
That's a great observation. And that actually leads us to Show Neomoto's third element, which is confidence. He describes confidence as the action component of manifestation.
So it's not enough to just believe in yourself and have a good self-image. You actually have to take action.
Right. Confidence is what gives us the courage to step outside of our comfort zone, seize opportunities, and move towards our goals.
But what if you don't feel confident? What if you're naturally shy or introverted? Does that mean you're doomed to fail?
Not at all. Show Neomoto actually suggests that confidence is not something we're born with. It's something we develop through practice and experience. He even encourages us to sometimes act as if we are confident, even if we don't feel it initially.
So think it till you make it.
In a way, yes. By acting confident, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, we start to build that confidence muscle. And as we take more action and see positive results, that confidence grows even stronger.
That's actually really encouraging. It means that anyone can become more confident, regardless of their starting point.
Exactly. And Show Neomoto believes that confidence is essential in all areas of life, from business and relationships to personal growth. He even shares his personal experiences with how projecting confidence, even if slightly exaggerated, can attract positive outcomes, particularly in social interactions.
So, even if I'm feeling a bit nervous, I should still try to project an aura of confidence.
Within reason, of course. It's not about being arrogant or cocky. It's about believing in yourself and your abilities, and letting that confidence shine through.
It sounds like Show Neomoto is emphasizing that confidence builds on the foundation of belief and self-image. If you believe in yourself and have a strong self-image, confidence naturally follows.
Absolutely. And when all three elements are working in harmony, that's when the magic happens.
That makes sense. But I'm still wondering about the practical side of things. How do we actually put these principles into practice?
Well, Show Neomoto doesn't really offer any specific techniques or exercises. Instead, he encourages us to experiment, to try on different beliefs and ways of seeing ourselves, and to observe the impact on our lives.
So it's more about self-discovery and personal exploration.
Exactly. It's about becoming our own scientists, testing out these principles and seeing what works for us.
That sounds a bit daunting. Where do we even begin?
A good place to start is by simply becoming more aware of your thoughts and beliefs. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. What are you saying to yourself about yourself? Are those thoughts empowering or limiting?
And then, once we've identified those limiting beliefs, we can start to challenge them and replace them with more positive and empowering ones.
Right. And as we cultivate a stronger self-image and build our confidence, we'll naturally start to take more aligned action, creating a positive feedback loop that propels us forward.
It's like we become magnets for the things we want to manifest.
Precisely. And I think Show Neomoto's personal story is a testament to the transformative power of this approach.
Absolutely. It's inspiring to see how he went from feeling stuck and limited to achieving significant success, both financially and personally.
And his story reminds us that it's never too late to change our beliefs, our self-image, and ultimately our reality.
Before we wrap up, I want to remind our listeners to check out the link in the description for more resources on manifestation and personal growth. Show Neomoto offers some additional insights and guidance that you might find helpful. As we're exploring these three elements of manifestation with Show Neomoto, it really strikes me how interconnected they are. It's not enough to just have one or two. You need all three working together to really see those powerful results.
I completely agree. It's like a recipe. You can't just leave out a key ingredient and expect the dish to turn out the same. Belief, self-image, and confidence, they all play a crucial role in shaping our reality.
And what's really resonating with me is Show Neomoto's emphasis on small, consistent actions. It's not about some overnight transformation. It's about those little daily choices that add up over time.
That's a really powerful point. We often get caught up in wanting instant gratification, but real change takes time and effort. It's those consistent actions driven by our beliefs and our self-image that ultimately create lasting transformation.
If you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, and support us for more insights on manifesting your best life. So to wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with this thought. Show Neomoto focuses on these three core elements. But what other factors might be at play when it comes to manifestation? Are there other tools or techniques that have worked for you?
That's a great question for everyone to consider. Manifestation is a deeply personal journey, and what works for one person might not work for another. I encourage everyone to explore different approaches, experiment, and see what resonates with them the most.
Absolutely. It's about finding what works for you and creating your own unique manifestation toolkit. And remember, it's not just about the destination. It's about enjoying the journey of self-discovery and growth along the way. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.